Chapter 6: Lightning Strikes the Past. Dr. Laser arrived at the food hall where Sir Hollow Eyes was on a ladder, busy replacing a light bulb on the ceiling. Sir Hollow Eyes emphasized how it was necessary for them to work continuously through the afternoon as there were countless jobs to be done. Preparing the whole event was exhausting. To set the table, to cook the food, to decorate the room, it seemed like an endless number of jobs. Dr. Laser watched Sir Hollow Eyes at work, his mind drifting. "Dr. Laser, can you set the table while I finish fixing this?" Sir Hollow Eyes stepped down from the ladder, noticing him staring into space. "Dr. Laser?" Sir Hollow Eyes asked, confused. Dr. Laser blinked, then looked up. "Yes." "Can you help set the table?" Sir Hollow Eyes repeated. "I think I need some time outside." Dr. Laser said, guiltily. "That's fine. Are you thinking about Butler Burns?" Sir Hollow Eyes hadn't really had chance to process the death. It had happened so quickly and came as a shock to all the Horror Hillians. The mention of Butler Burns sent a chill down Dr. Laser's spine. The horrifying image of his gouged eyes flickered in his mind. He felt trapped, torn between telling Sir Hollow Eyes or keeping a secret. But could he trust him? What if Sir Hollow Eyes was the murderer? The thought tightened around him. "Yeah." Dr. Laser spoke quietly, looking down at the ground, tears trickling down his cheek. "Don't worry." Sir Hollow Eyes responded optimistically. "Things will get better from here on. Maybe the best way to deal with this is to put it in the past and try to forget." Dr. Laser hesitated for a moment. Why was everyone so eager to forget about Butler Burns' death? Pushing his thoughts aside, he stepped through the glass doors as it gently swung on its hinges. Outside, he located his favorite bench, and as he was walking there, he listened to the slow trickle of the marble fountain in the center of the recently mown lawn. Vibrant flowers were neatly placed in small clusters and trees were positioned in tidy rows. Lord Horror Hill had hired a gardener for years. Dr. Laser sat on the bench, a thought sparking in his head. Could the gardener have murdered Butler Burns? The more time passed on, the more Dr. Laser grew paranoid about the whole situation. The bench was a place Dr. Laser cherished whenever he needed time away from the chaos of the manor, as it was tucked at the top of a steep hill through a clearing of trees at the back of the manor's garden. Although the path to it was surrounded by trees, the fact that the bench itself was at the top of the hill made it have a stunning view of the manor house. Dr. Laser composed himself and dismissed any thoughts about Butler Burns that came into his mind. Yet he still couldn't help himself but feel the urge to talk to Lord Horror Hill about what he saw and who he believed murdered his only friend. He could almost hear the trees whisper the name. Electro! 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 Dr. Laser couldn't tell whether it truly was the trees whispering to him or simply his mind playing tricks. As he imagined the outcome of pursuing his theory or even confronting the murderer themselves, Dr. Laser felt his stomach churn with unease. Something felt off, though it was hard for him to imagine a negative outcome. Through his eyes, explaining what he saw would not only rid himself of the anxiety but also put an end to the whole situation. After sitting on the bench for 2 more hours, Dr. Laser was finally pulled from his thoughts by a sudden change in the weather. Thunderous clouds loomed over the manor house, lashing torrents of rain over it and showering the driveway. At the moment where Dr. Laser was, the weather hadn't changed, the sun was still beaming down on him, but he could clearly see that the storm was heading for him. Pouncing off the bench and darting through the manor's gardens, Dr. Laser's sole focus was avoiding the worst of the weather. A rumble of thunder had just begun as he slipped through the entrance, collapsing on the floor and slamming the door shut behind him.